We are officially recording now. And when I say recording, we're recording me. Don't worry, nobody can see you at home. For those of you who haven't been on before, this is virtual yoga with me. My name is Melanie. I'm the founder and CEO of this company called Turbulent Training. And I'm also a yoga instructor. So by day, I am a consultant that works with ambitious entrepreneurs and helps them with online education. And in my epic amounts of downtime, I'm a yoga instructor. And I've been practicing yoga my entire life. It's something that I bring to the world each week through classes so that I can stay consistent in my practice, because I have a big personal philosophy about always being a student in life and in anything we do. And part of the ways we remain a student is actually by teaching others, because it forces us to continue to up our game. So normally I would be in a yoga studio every Tuesday, Thursday. I teach at a couple local studios here where I live in Washington State. But as of last night, or actually tonight at midnight, we are on lockdown here. I just want to take a moment to share with you kind of what's going on in my world so that you can know how much I feel for all of you, because we're all being affected by this crisis, quite frankly. I know we're calling it a pandemic, but for a lot of us, this feels like a crisis because it is so personal. It's not somewhere out there in the world. It's in our worlds and in our homes. So what this looks like for me personally, I'm married to a firefighter who took a trip to Europe and was in Europe as Trump put out his travel mandate, and he was supposed to be there a week longer, and we had to get him home as fast as humanly possible before we were worried that he wouldn't be able to get home and be sent to a quarantine center instead. And we were feeling pretty good. We were just laying low. But we realized yesterday, my husband's dad, who was on the trip with him, decided to go get tested because he was having a series of symptoms. And so if his dad tests positive, we have to get our whole family tested. And then we have to, if my husband tests positive, he has to quarantine away from our family, because as a firefighter EMT, his resources and skills are needed now more than ever. And the department needs him back in service as soon as possible. So I'm a little anxious today. That may show up in my body and in my language, because coping with the reality that my husband may be taken away from our family for 2 weeks or longer, because if we test positive, they want him to be away from us so that he can again maintain in service as a firefighter. And I think a lot of us are coping with those kind of realities right now. And what I want you to do today in this practice, what I want to share with all of you, is that a lot of things feel out of control right now. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of new information coming at us. And we live in an era where we have access to more information than ever before. And sometimes in our desire to control things, we want to reach out and we want to understand, and especially if you're kind of a type A person like me, you want to know as much as possible so that you can handle this situation. But this isn't really one of those things that we can be able to handle, at least not on our own. It's a crisis of scale that governments are getting involved, and all these people around the world are putting their best and brightest minds and ideas and resources to the table. And I think that in moments like this, we all are being called to step forward with our best selves, whether that's our leadership abilities, or our ability to spread kindness to one another, or our ability to smile on somebody's face. Whatever that ability is that we have, we're really being called to do that for the world. And some of us, that's strategic thinking, and it's giving free virtual yoga, and it's, that's what my life looks like. That's where I'm putting my energy. But whatever that is for you, we also have to remember that we have to put on our own oxygen mask first. Because if you're only putting your energy out into the world and you're not taking care of yourself, in the end, you won't be able to take care of anybody. And I learned this lesson the hard way last week. My husband pried my phone out of my hands and I was sobbing, because I was like, if I can just help one more person, I'm making a difference, and it matters somehow. And he took my phone out of my hand and was like, you can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. So I want to congratulate you for showing up for this class today so that you can show up for yourself and others that much more fully. And I want you to take this time as best as you can today to just be completely present in the practice. Be here now so that you can go out and you can fight whatever battles or solve whatever problems you may need to in the coming days and weeks. And then I encourage you to come back, even if yoga is new and it feels uncomfortable or you're just discovering these ways to move through your mind, come back to the practice with me. We'll be doing Tuesday, Thursdays. I might throw a weekend class in here for fun, but come back so that we can have these moments to reset and restore together. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just all together take our arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, hands down to heart center. And as we find our way here, I want us to tune inward. So one of the visualizations that I really love to play with is this idea of just picturing a dial. And maybe, if you're a 90s baby like I am, you're thinking about like a dial on a CD player or on a car, like you're tuning down the volume. And maybe if you're of another generation, you're thinking about the dial on a different device. But whatever a dial looks like in your mind, I want you to just start turning the volume. So much outside noise, but right now, for these next 45 minutes, we're turning the volume down so we can go inward together. So slowly, just noticing, where did it start out? Was the volume at a 10, at an 8? And in your mind, if you can turn it down to 0. Find a place of stillness. And then when you get there, I want you to connect with yourself by just asking a little question. What do I need today? What do I need to call in through this practice, through this process, through this time that you've dedicated to yourself? We've been thinking about what everybody else needs, but what do you need? Ask that question quietly to yourself, and then listen. See what yourself has to say. Breathing here into our belly so that we can remain present in our body. Listening to whatever your heart has to tell you here. And then most of us are in our afternoon or evening. I know I have some few folks who signed on from Australia, so good morning to you. But whatever you're trying to call in through the rest of your day, be it evening, be it the start of your day, what are you calling in? This is our intention for the practice. What do I need? What am I calling in? And then we're going to dedicate our practice to this intention. And we're going to do so first by inhaling all together. Big open mouth. Exhale. Blink your eyes open. I'm going to start our music and make my way to my mat. And we're going to stand at the top of our mats together. I've got a block here. If you don't have a block and you need one, shoot me a note. I have a friend who is a small business owner. She shared with me this week. She makes yoga blocks at home. So if any of you want to support a small business and get a yoga block, shoot me a note in the chat and I will send you her info. The yoga blocks are great if we're new to the practice. We can also use something else. We can use a book or any other kind of prop type thing. But the block just allows us to extend, and I'll show how to use it in different postures as needed. It's great if we're new to the practice and finding new levels of flexibility. From here, we're standing at the top of our mat. Our fingertips and our toes are spread nice and wide. We're opening our eyes, we're opening our chest. And I just want to start here by just rolling our shoulders back. This is where I carry most of my tension these days because it feels like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. So we can just start circling those shoulders up, down, and back. Let's do that together. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch directions. This might feel like the awkward direction, shift it forward. But a lot of us hunch over a keyboard on any given day. So let's just work that out. Circling it around. Here for 4, 3, 2. Last circle comes up, around, and over. Hands are up overhead. Please. And then I just want you to melt. So melt down with your arms, drop your tailbone, and hold yourself in half, finding your way to your forward fold. Now I'm pretty flexible, so I've got a nice fold here with legs extended. But if you're new to this practice and your hamstrings are tight, it's totally available to take a bend in the knees. The goal here is not to just bend this half and crunch yourself together. It's really to find length. So wherever you can find length, where it feels like you're really allowing the head to hang, maybe we need to shake the head a little bit out to do that. But just find this length here by collapsing the body inward. And then from here, we're gonna plant our fingertips and our palms down to the ground and step ourselves back to our plank position. And in our plank, our hips are in alignment with our shoulder and our knees, our trunk behind us. And then we're just gonna lower ourselves to the mat. Now, if you're new to yoga and a push-up is hard, we can drop our knees and lower ourselves to the mat. And then from here, we're gonna tuck our toes underneath us, press up and back into downward facing dog. When we get here, we're gonna walk our knees out. So we're just bending from side to side. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last set. And then from here, I'm just walking my feet. So I'm taking that bend and I'm just walking my feet up towards my hands, bending generously into both knees when I get here, back into that forward fold. And then I'm dropping my hips, curling myself up 1 vertebrae at a time. You don't have to flip your ponytail out of the way, but I do. So we're gonna inhale up and we're just gonna take that twice more. Exhale, we melt down. Inhale, we're finding that flat back. Exhale, we plant the palms to the mat, stepping ourselves back, lowering to the earth for 4, 3, 2, 1. Tucking the toes underneath us, pressing back to our downward facing dog. Walking the feet out here. 5. Remembering to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those feet start walking towards the hands. When they get there, we drop the tailbone, rolling ourselves all the way up. And again, the inhale takes the arms over the head. Exhale, we fold forward. Melting down so that we can plant those hands. We step back to our plank. Last round here, lower it down. Tuck the toes up and back. Walk the knees out. 3, 2, 1. The feet come towards the face. We drop that tailbone. And we roll ourselves all the way back up. From here, we're going to inhale the hands up overhead. Exhale, we're opening, twisting towards our right shoulder, and the hands come down. We're looking to the back side of the room. And on our inhale, arms come up and we turn back towards center. Exhale, we shift directions, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, we're back to center. Exhale, we're switching from side to side here. So the inhale brings us up. Exhale, twists us to the opposite direction. Moving back and forth with the breath. Bringing some fluidity into our spine here. Playing with our left plane. Opening up the rib cage, opening up the spinal column. Really twisting as much as possible. Bringing ourselves out. There's a lot of stress in our spinal column right now. Bring it out. We've got 2 more rounds. Exhale. Last one, inhale. to exhale. Inhale brings us up. Exhale, drop that tailbone, fold yourself forward. Inhale, this time we're gonna find what's called a flat back. So you can see that it feels like my tailbone is shooting out behind me and my back is nice and flat. I'm doing my best to straighten my legs here. Once I've got that flat back, I'm gonna exhale, fold forward, plant the palms, step myself back to my plank, and then lower down. This time, when I get to the mat, I'm gonna inhale. Now I've got two options here. I can be in a cobra, or if you're more advanced, you can come up to your upward facing dog. From there, you're gonna exhale, press yourself back into your downward facing dog. And again, always an option to walk the feet out if that feels good to you. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your inhale, I want you to shift your weight forward and bring your right knee forward, and then step that right foot in between your palms. Dropping down that back knee, untucking the back toe, plant your left palm to the inside of the right foot, and from here, inhale that right arm towards the sky, twisting towards that front leg. Then you may feel this stretch in the spine. I'm feeling it today in the back of my right shoulder and the inside of my left hip flexor. So just bringing the attention inward. Where are you feeling it in the body? Noticing if the tension is maybe on one side of the body more than the other. And breathing here. That's how we stay at what we like to call the edge. Staying at the edge. How do we witness? How do we breathe? And then we exhale, bringing that hand forward, shifting that foot out and around, back through, and then tucking the toes, pressing ourselves back up to our downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna inhale ourselves forward. Exhale brings us back down to the mat. Again, always option to drop your knee. Inhale brings us up. Exhale, we press up and back. From here, we're gonna go ahead and inhale the left side forward. Planting that foot in between the calves, dropping that right knee down, releasing the toe. Right palms to the inside of the left foot this time. Inhale that left arm up, finding that beautiful twist. And I like to find a sense of reaching. You know, so things like check and correct where here are can I reach up and feel this gentle pull as if it's coming up and out. I'm really extending myself. I'm also checking my shoulder, making sure that there's space between my shoulder and my ear. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling that arm forward, shifting the weight back, pressing back for a moment into my child's pose. In my child's pose, I've got my knees splayed open with my belly in between, and I always get an option to take prayer hands over your head in what's called prosperous posture. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the hands forward. I'm going to take myself up to a tabletop position, and I'm going to inhale myself so that I can extend my right arm forward. From here, I'm going to take my left arm, and I'm going to cross it underneath, and then I'm going to shift my legs back again, kind of almost like I was in that child's pose. So my hips are a little lifted. But really, I'm making this cross of my arms. And here, you just want to be comfortable. It should feel like you're able to melt toward your mat. You're also going to get a pretty good stretch in the outside of your left shoulder girdle and potentially into the right armpit. And as best you can, just breathing into that stretch, adjusting and reaching a little bit further if that feels good to you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're slowly releasing up and out. And then we're just crossing, so we're threading the needle on that second side. Arm underneath arm. My right arm is underneath the left arm. And drawing that right shoulder down. Stretching through. And if you want to feel a little bit deeper stretch on the left arm, you can bring your fingertips up so that you're really just on the balls of the fingertips. And that can extend that stretch a little bit further. Breathing into the back of that shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that left palm down. Right hand comes up to meet it. And then toes press underneath us. We're pressing up and back to that downward facing dog. From here, again, if it feels good to you, walk those feet out. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straightening both knees. We're going to go ahead and inhale. First time for the leg to the right leg lift. And then on the exhale, again, it's going to step through. This time it's going to drop down. We're going to lift up and reach out for a high lunge. Little nose itch we're going to get here. And once we're here, we're going to just stay here. Part of what allows us to go through challenging times is our ability to get really grounded. So we're grounding down. I've got a beautiful bend in my front knee, maybe a little slight bend in my back knee. And my chest is lifted, but I'm checking my shoulders, keeping them down. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, I'm going to split my arms. So my left arm is going forward, right arm is going back, challenging posture, twisting towards that standing leg. I'm reaching as if I have ropes on either side of me pulling me, but really feeling this extension, holding this lift for as long as we can. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to tilt ourselves forward, bringing that left hand to the ground. So similar twist we had on the ground, but this time back knee is lifted. Right arm is up towards the sky. And as much as possible, can you press into that left heel to really stand up through that left leg and bend into that right knee. Really reaching, making sure that there's space between the shoulders. And then we can inhale this right arm, extend it forward, finding this beautiful side body stretch, and holding it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Placing that hand to the outside of the foot, we just simply step that right foot back, press ourselves back for a moment to our downward facing dog, and then we inhale forward, exhale, brings us down to the mat. Inhale lifts up in the cobra or upward facing dog, and then exhale presses us back to our downward facing dog. Moment here again to walk those feet out from side to side. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to center so that we can inhale that left leg towards the sky. Exhale is going to bring it through, planting it firmly in between both palms. And then inhale brings us up, playing with balance. Finding this grounding sensation here. How are we deep and rooted into the earth? How are we fully connected? How can we stand strong even in places and positions that are challenging? We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Split those arms, twist towards that left shoulder, reaching in opposite directions here. Again, this feeling and sensation like we've got a rope pulling us, splitting us, stretching us to new abilities, new limits. For 3, 2, 1. Bringing that right arm down, left arm rises, feeling this twist. Noticing if it's different on this side. I'm feeling this side more in my hip. Just getting curious, where are you feeling it more? And then gently extending that left arm, still creating space between the shoulder, the elbow, and your face, but reaching with this arm for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that hand down, stepping that foot back, inhaling forward, exhale, we lower that to the mat. Inhale, touch the toes, we press up and back. Exhale, we find our way back to our downward facing dog. Bending into both knees, we slowly start walking those feet towards our face. We inhale, bringing both feet together and dropping the hips down. Hands come into heart center here. We're in our Utkatasana, which is our chair pose. So some of you might know like a chair as in like a wall sit. Similar thought process. Our hips are dropped down. Our knees, however, are laced together, and our heads are at heart center. We're going to challenge ourselves here now by inhaling, pressing our hips forward, and then exhaling, dropping our hips back down. And we're just taking this little round of pulsing movement. So our inhale lifts, exhale drops. You're halfway. You're here for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last one, we're gonna hold on the down together. We're here, we're holding it. And then we're gonna take our left elbow and we're gonna twist it. It's on the outside of our right knee. From here, if you wanna go a little bit further, there's an opportunity to extend both of your arms. And notice that I'm really pressing the back of my left arm, the back of my elbow into my knees to really find this twist. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then I'm inhaling that top arm, exhale into that forward fold. Hanging over my legs here, taking a moment to heel toe my feet so there's space between them. And then I'm inhaling, lifting my feet, and I'm placing my palms underneath us. Now, I know that not everybody can get to this moment, so if you're not, options here are to reach to the back of your calves, or your ankles, and pull yourself gently forward. But if you can, I challenge you, and a lot of people don't even realize they can do this. So lift your feet up, slide your palms underneath, and then as best you can, just allow the head to hang. Now this is one moment where I don't care about shoulders touching your ears. I just want you to feel this stretch as much as possible in your low back. And if I was there in person, I would come up behind you and I would press on either side of your hip bones gently so that you can feel the sensation of threading through the low back. So pretend that my hands are there, so just pressing gently on either side of your waist. Really open up that low back. And as yogis, we have a lot of little philosophies about what pain and indications in the body mean. And there's a lot of writing about how low back and hamstring pain are connected. Because when your hamstrings are tight, they're connected to your low back, so the two go together. But they're also connected into what we consider a scarcity mentality. So scarcity mentality is fear or uncertainty. It's worried about what comes next. It's a state of contraction as opposed to a state of expansion. And so some of us might be worried about money right now, or just the world in general. And if that's the case, it might be showing up for us in our hips, our hamstrings, and our low back. Just a little nugget to offer there. So trying to give you something to think about instead of focusing on the depth of the stretch. Release your hands, and when you're ready, heel toe those feet back together. Drop the weight down so that you can bend the knees. Circle those hands out and up. Exhale brings us back down. Inhale lifts us up, pressing through. Exhale, we're down. And we're here again. You've got 3 out of 10. This little squat series. Noticing again, my knees and my toes are touching. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold on to down. 1. This time twisting, right elbow comes to the outside of my left knee. Option again to open up the hands here. Reaching for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left arm releases, folding yourself forward again, heel toe those feet apart. And this time I want them to go pretty wide, so I want them to the outside of your mat. You can turn them out or just keep them parallel, whatever feels good to you. And then from here, we're gonna reach for opposite elbows. And you're just gonna allow yourself to sway back and forth. Allow gravity to do its work here. One thing that I like to do is find a little figure 8. So taking myself into these gentle figure 8 positions really just allows me to swing from the hip joints as opposed to forcing my movements back and forth. You're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands release down. I'm heel toeing those feet back together so that I can step them out to my plank. From here, I'm lowering myself back to the mat, and then my inhale is gonna bring me up. Exhale, tuck the toes, pressing back, that downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna inhale that right leg to rise. Exhale, nose and knee come together. Now, if this is pretty challenging for you, just set a number like 1, 2, or 3. If this is a good challenge, if you want more of that, maybe set a number like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 of these pulses you're gonna do of nose to knee. And if you've done your 3, feel free to hold with your leg in the air or come back to your downward dog. I need a little challenge today, so I'm here for 3, 2, and 1. From here, I'm holding those knees together. I'm gonna dropping that foot in between my hands, dropping my back heel now at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling up for my warrior egg. Big rule about warrior egg is that if I was draw a line from the inside of this foot to my back foot, that line would intersect, so I would hit my heel, which as you can see is turned out at a 45-degree angle. And I'm here, hips facing forward, inhaling up, checking my shoulders. We're here for 4, 3, deepening the bend in the front knee, 2, and 1. Inhale, up and open. That top arm goes to the back of the room. And I'm here, reaching out in front of me, reaching out behind me. Similar to our twist from earlier. And then from here, I'm inhaling, reaching my front arm forward. Exhale, coming up and down. For a side angle, for a reverse warrior. Then we're exhaling forward, bringing that forearm down to my front knee. Inhaling my top arm up and over for my side angle. The left arm is overhead, right arm is touching the top of my quadricep here. And I can also bring my right hand down if I want to get an extension. Now, I promised I would play with blocks here today. So if you're somewhere in between the top of your knee and the ground, this is a great place to use blocks to give you that little depth. To play deeper than, just at your knee, and to reach towards getting to the point where you can put your hand down to the ground. And we're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing now, we're turning forward, undoing our back foot so that the top of the back foot is on the mat, and both hands are coming to the inside of my right foot. From here, I'm walking that right foot out. So about the edge of my mat is where I like it to be. And then I have 2 options here. I can flip onto what's considered like the nice edge, the outside edge of my foot, or I can keep it up and down. Now you could be here and you're like, ooh, this is a lot. For men in particular, men tend to have slightly narrower hips because y'all don't have babies. And so if you're in this position and this is a lot for your groin or for your hip joint, just stay here. Now, if you want something a little further, I recommend switching out to that nice edge of the foot, and then you can come down. For me, I'm pretty tight today. Some days I can get down. I'll probably be able to get down on my left day, but my right foot's not my loosest side. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shift down onto a block. This is what's called a yin posture. So normally yin postures, we hold for about 90 seconds, and we're not gonna do a full hold here today because we wanna get through a few more postures, but what I would really recommend is that if you're somebody who is struggling to sleep right now, or struggling to shut off and decompress at the end of your day, consider taking this posture for 90 seconds in the evening. And if you're looking for yin yoga is deep release yoga, which is super, super phenomenal. And there's lots of videos on YouTube, and if you guys want it, I'd be happy to create a yin video for you to help you relax and unwind at the end of the day. But yin is essentially longer holds, 90 seconds or more, of these really deep release postures. So we're gonna do about 5 more seconds here because we got 60 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna walk it back. So deep releases are intense, but they allow us to get into our fascia, which allows us to let go of emotional memories, stress, trauma. They also allow us to get into our joints. So if you're having trouble sleeping right now, I would highly recommend looking up some 30 to 45 minute yin videos. Or just tell me in the chat if you want and I'll make them. But coming back to our downward facing dog here, we're gonna inhale ourselves forward, exhale, lower ourselves down to that. Inhale, we're gonna lift up, going through our vinyasa. And then exhale, checking us back and up again. On the next inhale, our left leg is going towards the sky. And again, we're back into this curl crunch. So nose to knee here. And then again, whatever your number was on that first side, setting that intention for your second side here. Now you're doing it with me. We're gonna be here for 5 more. And 4. And 3. Of course, always option to bow out into your downward dog. 2. And 1. All together, nose to knee. Foot in between the hands. Dropping that back heel at that 45-degree angle. Intersecting the arch of the front foot with the back heel. Lifting up. Breathing, deepening. Seeing if we can bend maybe just 1 inch further into this front leg. We're here for 4. 3. 2. And 1. Pressing ourselves open, expanding. A lot of us feel pretty contracted right now, so reach out as very wide as you can. Feeling like you can grab both corners of your room. Stretching for 3, 2, 1, and then inhaling yourself, big reach forward. Exhale, up and back. Reverse that warrior. And then slowly bring that forearm forward. Or again, opportunity to get a block involved. Placing the hand on the block. Reaching with that top arm, making sure there's space between the shoulders and the ear. And gaze is up into the elbow. And again, my palm is reaching here. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly twisting ourselves forward. Dropping again to that knee. Releasing, untucking the toe here in the back leg. Walking the foot to a place that feels good to you. Making that decision. Are you turning to the knife edge? Are you keeping the foot flat? Whatever you did on the first side is what you're gonna do again. Setting yourself up to lower down if that feels good to you. If you've got a block and that gives you a place to play in between. But as I told you, my left side is my more open side. Everybody's gotta switch your side. So I can come all the way down here. So we're gonna be here for 60 seconds. So while we're down here, I want you to think about that original intention you set for yourself. What was the purpose of this practice? What did it mean to you today? Why, when there are a million other things you could have been doing, did you choose to show up for yourself and show up for yoga? What did you need when you asked your body what you needed? What are you trying to call in and manifest in your life, be it at the start of your day or as you wind down? And I also want you to think about the fact that by taking care of yourself in this way, we can give so much more to the world. So it's so important that we not see these things like taking time for us to do yoga as something frivolous or selfish, but instead see it as something that is essential so that we can go out and do our best and highest work. And you made it, 60 seconds. Walk yourself back with your hands. Take that foot out and around. Push yourself back into a child's pose. Couple inhales and exhales here. I just want you to feel your rib cage expand and contract. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale yourself forward. Tuck those legs so that you can press up and back to your downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna just drop to our forearms. We're gonna clasp our palms together so they can be in a prayer, or you can interlace your fingers. Our hips are still high, which means we're now in our dolphin pose. Now this could be super challenging to you, so if you're here for a little bit and you start to stay and sweat, that's great. But if you're gonna hurt yourself or fall out, drop down to your knees. Now if you're here and you feel comfortable, if you feel good in this posture, you can either stay here or you can challenge yourself by just trying to bring your nose toward your thumb and then bringing yourself back in that plank position with your weight shifts out over your shoulders. So we're inhaling ourselves forward, exhaling, tucking back to that first position with our nose in between our elbows, then inhaling, nose to thumbs. So we're shifting back in here, forth here, a little shoulder challenge here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're gonna place our palms down, press ourselves up, and then walk our feet towards our hands. Finding that forward facing hold again. Reaching maybe for opposite elbows, just to allow yourself to hang and sway. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the hands down, dropping those hips. Rolling ourselves up 1 vertebrae at a time. From here, we're gonna take our heels together, finding just a gentle turnout. So the turnout comes from the hip joints naturally. If we just open our hips, that's where our feet fall. From here, we're gonna shift our weight over into our left foot. And then we're gonna inhale our right foot. And we're either gonna place our foot below our knee onto our calf, or above our knee into our groin. And when we find our place here, we're going to try and bring our hands to our center. This could be a challenge for some of us, but balance may be something we haven't done in a little while. And once we get here, we're going to inhale our arms up, and then open them out, reaching. Maybe lifting our gaze, opening our chest for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, those arms come up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Release those hands down, release the foot. Maybe shift yourself out from side to side. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're putting back to that turned out position. Shifting weight to right side. Bringing that foot up above or below the knee. Finding that starting position. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands open. Gaze lifts. Really maintaining this open sensation through the chest. Seeing if we can drop the shoulders a little bit more. You're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down to your feet side. Release the foot. Walk our feet out. 3, 2, 1. From here, I want you to inhale your arms up forward. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, you plant the palms, you step or float yourself back. The float would be a half. From here, we're going to lower ourselves down, last vinyasa. And instead of inhaling up to our upward facing dog, I want you to bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, finding your way to Sphinx pose. Now, 2 options here. We can reach for our elbows, or we can have our hands up extended. And this is a beautiful stretch for your low back, so making sure that your arches are down into the mat and our chest is lifted and opening. And this is also a yin posture, so this is somewhere you can hang out for 90 seconds. Breathing here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the hands underneath us, tucking the toes underneath us, pressing back, last downward facing dog of the night. And then I want you to step, hop, or walk yourself through the seated position. So meet me down on the mat. We're gonna find a tall seated position, and then we're gonna inhale our right leg in, so my foot is flat to the inside now. You may be all the way out here, that's often available, but wherever it feels good to bring that foot into the groin, we're gonna inhale ourselves up nice and tall, And then we're just gonna exhale, lower yourself onto this leg. Now another hint about blocks, if I had 2 blocks, I could put them both here, if that was helpful to help me stretch. Or if it's accessible to me, I could reach for my heel here. And I could reach and use that. Now, I'm not just trying to collapse over my leg here. You can see I'm pretty flexible, and if I wanted to, I could probably touch my nose, my knee, but I'm actually looking for length through the back of my leg. So I'm really focused on a long spine. My gaze is out towards my ankle and stretching through the back of my leg. Now, if you can't get your heel, another option is to reach for the side of your calf, ankle, really finding that stretch and that flex through the foot. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walking those hands back up, shifting our legs, finding that opposite position, so left leg into the right leg. And then from here, walking yourself forward. If you've got it, reaching for the back of the calf, back of the foot, heels, what that's called. Again, noticing I'm not as far down on this side. My type of leg. But breathing into it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking yourself back up. Left leg, go ahead and extend it out. Both legs are in front of us. Inhaling both arms up overhead. Now this is where you find the collapse. Melt yourself as it feels good. So just bring yourself out and open. Finding that stretch in the low back and the hamstring. And then imagining there's a person behind you, just gently pressing your hips open in either direction. Just palms pressing out around the base of your spine. Breathing here for 4. 3, 2. Last one. Slowly rolling your spine up. Shifting your weight forward. Now, if you're ready to take a moment to rest and relax, if you have the ability right now to take some time to be quiet with yourself, I want you to go ahead and lie yourself all the way down to the mat. If you're not in that state of mind and you feel more comfortable just taking a seat and closing your eyes, I'm going to join you there. But wherever you're at, so that could be fully extended, laying down on your mat in our Shavasana, or that could be here, seated with me. So wherever you end up, I want you to take your eyes closed. Make sure your palms are out and open to receive. And when you find your place there, go ahead and just do a couple rounds of inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, I want you to go ahead and place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. I want you to take a moment to tune inward again. I want you to listen to your body, particularly during these times that we're experiencing right now. More than ever, we need to be in touch with ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of the world. We need to be our best selves right now, and we can't do that if we're not taking care of ourselves. From here, I want you to say thank you to yourself for taking the time and setting the intention to care for yourself during this time of crisis. I also want you to extend gratitude for everyone that decided to join this practice here with you. And thank you all for calling me into sharing this work with you. Bringing the hands together at the heart and then to the third eye. bowing to the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all for practicing with me today. If you have thoughts, comments, or feedback, or things that I can share that would be helpful for you during this time of transition, please let me know in the chat. If you've got any ways that I could adjust or tweak this to make this more successful, I'd love to know that. And then please help me by just spreading the word. My biggest goal with it is just to reach and help as many people as possible. So if you know anyone who could benefit from some free yoga a couple times a week, send them the link that you use to join this class so that we can be able to bring this practice to more and more people. Thank you all again for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thanks to you all for being here with me. All right, bye-bye, y'all.